Mental health is the foundation to anything that you're trying to do. Not that it has to be perfect, but it should at least be headed in the right direction. All of this improvement content, productivity, becoming smarter, getting better at hobbies and all that, it should really come from a place of good mental health. However, the very videos that we tend to watch for these things, sometimes they do a bit more damage than we realize. So I'm going to point out some things that we should all be aware of and then some solutions that I found pretty useful. That being said, let's get started. Hey guys, Vaughn Jean here, and I want to start right away with the first point, and that is that you should start from a clean slate. One of the worst things you can do as far as general improvement, no matter what it is to start from a place of, I need to be better than I am right now. Now, I'm not saying you have to pretend that your life is perfect or that you have to ignore reality or your situations for what they are, but you should start from a place of accepting what you have right now, even if your life is completely in shambles and you have no clue what's going on. The quicker you can learn to build a healthy foundation, the better, because any form of improvement that's built off of poor self-esteem or some goal that you're always going to keep moving, it's not really going to serve you well in the long run. And I know this from experience too. I notice this space in general, productivity or improvement or anything like that, we tend to start attaching our self-esteem to what we're able to accomplish. And the reason this is dangerous is because once you cannot do those things, or you can't uphold some standard that you make or something that I say, you start to feel a little bit worse about yourself. And on my end, as a YouTuber, it actually makes a YouTuber more money to target your insecurities and use that as a means for you to watch videos and binge watch and try to follow some goofy routines that we put out. And so this is just something I want you to be aware of right away. Starting from a very clean slate is one of the best things you can do. Along with this clean slate thing, if you've quit on a lot of things in the past, or you've tried to do things over and over again and it just seemed like you were hitting a brick wall, this is another part of that clean slate. You have to try to make it a point to forget all of those past failures and just start fresh, no matter how many times it takes. I hate to sound like one of those motivational speeches or whatever, but it really is an important aspect. It's a really important step to take to start fresh, no matter what. Even if yesterday and the day before that and the day before that you continuously failed, starting fresh is one of the best things you can do. And so something actionable that I think would help a lot of you is to go back and clear out all of your notes, all of your logs, delete all your old to-do lists, just completely delete everything so you have no evidence. So if you log into Notion or Google Docs or something like that, you have nothing reminding you of your past. Again, we're not trying to ignore it, but you don't want to continuously start from some false foundation. That's all I'm really trying to get at. And right on to the next point. Stop taking this stuff so serious. One glaring issue I've noticed in the improvement space or anything where you're trying to get better at something is that we often put way too much power and seriousness, is that a word? Seriousness onto these things. It's like there's an asteroid headed towards the Earth, and the only way we can stop it is we have to check the box, check off the to-do list for the day. That's not how it works, okay? None of this stuff really is that deep. And this may be wild of me to say, but there's often this notion of dying with regrets and all this other stuff. Well, the reality is once you're gone, you're not going to know what a to-do list is. You're not going to care about productivity. You're not going to care about improvement. So it's better to just relax right now. None of this is really that serious. You're not going to be in your grave talking about, oh, I wish I read Atomic Habits a couple more times, or I wish I logged into this. It doesn't really matter, okay? Definitely use this stuff as a means to improve your life, but at the same time, don't make it the root of your self-esteem. That's a damaging way to improve overall. The quicker you can get rid of this mindset, or whatever it's called these days, the better. And I think for me personally, I'm a bit more defensive because I have a certain look to me, a certain demeanor. I have a bunch of tattoos. And usually when people meet me, that's the label they put on me. They start telling me about all the books they read and how many to-do lists they have and all that. And the whole time I'm just hoping we can move on to some other subject because I don't really care about all that stuff. This stuff is amazing to improve your life, but you have to not take it so serious. Treat it as something that enriches your life, but don't make it your entire life. This particularly happens to me at the gym. And a quick side note, by the way, a quick tangent. I've actually met a few people who watch this channel or have seen it in the past in public and at the gym before. And a warning to anyone else, I kind of look like this in public. I look a little unapproachable, like I may push you into the lava, but I promise you I'm in a great mood. You can interrupt me anytime you want. Whatever I'm doing, just come say hello. I really love talking to anyone who views the channel, but that's just a quick side tangent. Anyhow, strangers tend to kind of have this mindset. Every time I meet them, they have this mindset of taking things so serious. And so to me, I bring all this up to say, if I'm encountering this in person, I can only imagine online how much of a number that is. You know, if I see it a lot in my own life, it's probably way, way more than I can realize online too. So do yourself a favor and relax. You know, don't overdo it. Definitely work hard. I'm not promoting laziness in any way. I'm not promoting passivity. I'm not saying that. Don't take it as that. But I'm also saying don't take this as a life or death situation. It's just productivity. You're just checking boxes and improving at things and kind of fixing your life little by little. Do not take it that serious. Now I'm going to tell you how I came to this conclusion in the first place. And it really all started when I started kickboxing and MMA. What I noticed is that the ego-driven people, like the alpha sigma males and the bodybuilders, not saying all bodybuilders, but people like that who their ego or whatever has never really been tested, when they came in and trained, it was usually took like a day or two, maybe a week max, and they were gone and you never really saw them again. And it's, in my opinion, it's because they attach their self-worth to their performance. Kind of like what people do with productivity. If I check the box, I'm a good person. If not, I'm a failure. That's kind of how people think. And on the inverse, as far as combat sports, I noticed the kind of nerdy people or people who didn't care, the lifestyle I eventually adopted, people who didn't really take it that serious, tend to get really good, or they were the coaches, or they were advanced. And this discrepancy was something that was strange to me. But after I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. And so what this made me do is I attributed this to everything else I do in my life. So guitar, piano, the gym, languages, everything. Literally everything I do, I learned to stop taking things so serious. And what I did notice is that I was far more consistent. Things just came out better. And I stopped putting my self-esteem into the performance that I could do. So hopefully you can gather something from that. Take the burden off yourself. Again, work hard, but do not take everything so serious. It's nice that you can track habits and read books and, you know, follow these to-do lists, but don't let that dictate your worth as a person, especially if the guidelines are coming from some YouTuber or some random person on the internet or something that you made up, not really knowing what you can even do. Okay, right into the next one. Practice a very active approach to the content you watch. This may sound a little bit weird, but I notice, at least for me and the people I talk to, we tend to scroll YouTube and just click things, hoping that we find something that may enrich our life, but we don't really have a genuine purpose on clicking that video. Curiosity is totally fine. I'm not saying you have to calculate everything you do and only watch videos that you calculate out fully. I'm not saying do that, don't be robotic. But when you start to watch content, especially in improvement and productivity spaces, start to take a really active approach to it. And what I mean by that is start to ask yourself questions of what you're getting out of the video, intentions with the video, what you can actually draw from it, maybe take notes, that kind of thing. And not only will this just save you a lot of time because you won't have to keep looking for things in different videos that you already have the answer to, but it's going to help you assess whether or not you need to be watching that person at all in the first place. Because the reality of a lot of this content is that it can make you feel bad about your current situation, and you don't even realize that it's having this sort of effect on you. This is especially true when you have some YouTuber like myself who may tell you to do some goofy routine or fix your life in this amount of time, or you're doomed, or outsmart everyone else, and blah, blah, blah. And it's a lot of this, like, it sounds good in the video type material, but in real life, when you have just you and it's you in your room and your computer, it doesn't really help you out in any way. So I say this to say, really vet what you're doing here, which leads me into the next point. Clear your feed. Check to see who you're subscribed to in general. Check to see what kind of videos are on your page, and unsubscribe from all the channels that you know are not really serving you well, which this includes me also. If I fit this description that I'm explaining to you, then that means I'm someone that you should not be watching. You should unsubscribe, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get my analytics. People are gonna view the channel, they're gonna get the help they need. I have other stuff going on too, but your mental health is far more important than whatever is going on over here. So if I'm contributing to your mental health in a bad way, that means you shouldn't be watching my channel. And take that same thing and apply it to other channels. If you're watching so-and-so and you feel like every time you leave their video, you just feel worse about yourself, that's something you want to start to pay attention to, and then unsubscribe from that and just get it out of your feed in general. Now, overall, this doesn't mean avoid tough love. I like to think that I'm a bit direct sometimes, but I do it out of genuine care. I kind of just want you guys to get the results that I have or that you want, and then live your life accordingly. And what this is gonna do as far as clearing your feed out is it's gonna save you a lot of time. Because let's be honest, most of these channels are saying the same thing. We read the book, Atomic Habits, blah, 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 make up something about how it's changed my life, and then tell you and gaslight you into something. And then there you go. I got my ad revenue, my analytics, and everyone's happy except maybe someone watching the video. So if you're not really getting something out of that channel or those videos, you've got to clear it out of your feed. And again, this includes me. Overall, YouTube is a wonderful place. It's a great website. I've pretty much changed my entire life with YouTube, but it can also do the opposite. It can be a bad place for you. It can make you compare yourself to others. It can lower your mental health. It can make you feel like you're not really doing anything right, even though you may be doing a lot of good things in your life. So clear your feed and really pay attention to who you're subscribing to and who you're watching. And lastly, get off YouTube. You guys know I say this in most of my videos. It's nice that you watch this stuff. It's nice that you want to improve. That's a really good thing, because most people are just not even on this side of YouTube. But at the end of the day, most of your happiness and the satisfaction and fulfillment that you get is going to happen when you're not on YouTube, especially in this space. I think really you should limit yourself to a couple productivity videos a day, and then that's it. After that, you may just get diminishing returns. So be aware of that. That's not a rule I'm trying to put on you. It's just kind of an idea as I sit here and talk. Try to limit the amount of this space that you get, and then just get off of YouTube. You know, by the time you even watch this video, I'm probably not going to be on YouTube. I'm going to be practicing guitar or playing piano or at the gym looking like this, because that's what gets me results and that's what fulfills me, just doing other things. And I know that may sound weird coming from a YouTuber, but that's what genuinely gives me the results that I have. I don't sit on YouTube all day, and I don't want you guys to do the same thing. I'd rather you just go get the results you need and check in whenever you feel like checking in. So that being said, let's recap. First, we talked about starting from a clean slate. Always remember, no amount of catching up for wasted time is going to help you. Get rid of that mindset as soon as possible, even if you have to do this every day. I've had a time in my life where I was continuously, starting and stopping and starting and stopping. It's quite normal. So just remember to start from a clean slate. Then we talked about not taking everything so serious. The Sigma Alpha grind set, whatever it's called, it's just not good for your mental health. It's not. So don't fall into that trap. And if you're in that trap right now, start to work your way out of it. It's just going to serve you a lot better in the long run. Then we talked about taking an active approach to what you watch, what you're really getting out of the video. Do you even need the video? Are you going to implement it? And start to take a more active approach, particularly in this kind of space where we talk about improving and productivity and things along those lines. Then we talked about clearing out your feed. Again, after this video, you may want to just take action on getting rid of those channels that you know you don't really want to watch or that you know aren't really serving you. And again, you're not obligated to stay on my channel either. And lastly, get off YouTube. Go practice, go learn, enjoy your time away, take more action. It's great that you are watching this kind of content and that you want to improve. That actually says a lot, especially if you made it this far into the video. Understand that once you get off of YouTube, that's where the real magic happens. Unless you're using a YouTube video to learn directly from, I wouldn't really consider that YouTube. That's taking action, but you know what I mean. My videos will always be here and you can just come watch them when you want, but please take the time to go take action and practice and learn and enjoy your time away. Your mental health will really thank you for it. Anyhow, if you found this helpful, you can leave a like. It helps get this out to other people that may need to see it. And check to see if you're subscribed or not. If you'd like to subscribe, you can go ahead and subscribe. But if you don't subscribe, I'll send none other than today's guest, the big bully, to come and get you. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.